Hey, Purple World. Guess what? I'm Tanya Giddens of the Purple Paisley Brunch, and today we are doing a special episode on these two.
Don't know why.
I don't know why either, but I said it would be fun. So it's a special episode of the Purple Politicians, the Clint and Messina episode.
Purple Politicians, sing it.
And we are back. Today is a special episode of the Purple Politicians. I'm Tanya Giddens of the Purple Paisley Brunch, and we have Messina and we have Clint. These two are the dynamic duo that host the Purple Politicians. And it is a series, a web series.
It's a web series, yes.
And it comes on whenever they decide they want to talk about all things related to the legacy, the wonderful legacy of Prince.
The King Rogers Nelson.
Yeah.
They are two of his greatest admirers. I don't like to use the word fans because that turns into something that can go either way. It can go left really quickly.
Well, I could be fanatical.
Yes, we know.
Yeah, so, I mean, it applies to me.
Okay, well, fair enough.
People would say it apply to me just because, but
Yeah. Well, let's start off. Let's take it back to the early beginnings.
Mhm.
So, for the two of you, and I'll ask Messina, since she is the lady, what made you guys come up with this concept?
well, Clint asked me one day out of the clear blue, and I said yes. I was afraid to say yes because I don't like to be on camera, and but I said if I didn't say yes, I'd be closing myself to a lot of doors. That's what I just thought, and I said yes, and took it step by step, and here I am next to Clint every once in a month. Torture myself every few weeks or something. I don't know.
Self-inflicted torture she puts herself through.
Oh dear, here we go. So tell us, Clint, tell us how the Purple Politician started.
It was kind of spontaneous. We were talking on the phone about nothing related to that. And for some reason, the idea just kind of popped into my head. I said, we should do a YouTube channel and, be talking about stuff Prince and doing interviews and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, yeah, but could we do it? And, there was doubt between the two of us. But in reality, we were kind of like, let's give it a shot. If it doesn't work out, then, if the reality sets in
Yeah.
and it's harder than it seems, then, we won't go through with it. We'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
And, we were going to start off with the Rave vinyl because we got the opportunity to get it early.
So for those who don't know what the Rave vinyl is, it is his album when he was the artist, Rave Unto the Joy Fantastic. Now he did two. There's Rave Unto and then there's Rave Into.
Right. One came out in '99, the other came out in 2000.
Right.
So we got the opportunity to receive those vinyls early, so we said, you know what, let's do an unboxing review on that and see how it goes and see if we're comfortable with it and blah, blah, blah. And that was sort of our test for ourselves. And we did it, and I think we did pretty well for a time. We were a little tight. I'm gonna admit, we're not the greatest at this. It's a learning process for us because we've never done anything like this before.
Right.
Especially me. I barely stand in front of the camera.
And I don't like my voice, but I've gotten used to it.
Yeah. So I mean, it's something we wanted to try, and I think we've actually opened up a lot of doors for ourselves. There was a day that we were outside and we were like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
Because, the people that we
people
met,
connect,
it was kind of...
It's like a ball rolling.
Yeah.
Right.
That one video.
Yeah. Just one video and it just kind of picked up like all these other connections that we
Right.
And the idea we had, when Clint approached me about it, he was like, we could do this, we could do interviews, and I'm like, interviews, I don't know about that. But it was just like, we had to keep going forward. That's the way I felt. Like,
Right.
I'm not a quitter. I mean, I'm not perfect at this, but I don't quit. You know, I'll make mistakes. Oh well, but I don't quit.
Right. So how did the two of you actually meet?
I don't remember.
I think you came up to me actually during one of the
Spike Lee thing.
Yeah. I mean,
But
we
I-
were following each other on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
Right.
But she recognized me during Spike Lee's
Second.
the second one,
Yeah.
the second Purple People Party, and she came up to me and we just kind of connected there, and then we just kind of she just kind of showed up at the parties that I was throwing or one of our other friends. Darlena was throwing, and
Right.
she was just always there, and we just connected.
Now, what do you think each of you brings to the table within the Purple Politician? Oh, and before I even answer, the Purple Politicians wasn't really the first name of your show.
The original name of the show was All the Critics Love You in New York.
It was perfect.
and we kind of got a little worried about the name creating some kind of lawsuit or some cease and desist something.
Right.
So we felt we would have to go into a more obscure, but not too obscure for the circle.
Right. Right.
And we came up with the Purple Politicians. We voted. We totally went against the vote.
I think I took charge because I didn't like those, and I really liked.
She didn't like the winner, but I kind of like Purple Politicians, and she liked Purple Politicians, so we just went with that.
Okay. Fair enough. So, for each of you, when did you start your love affair with the music of Prince?
I'll let you answer that first.
I was 6 years old.
Oh,
was 19.
I'm scared to ask what year because I'm going to be really upset when you tell me.
1986.
Oh,
Why?
I was in high school.
Oh. No, I just remember watching Video Music Box, New York.
Shout out to Ralph McDaniels.
Yes.
Uncle Ralph.
Yes. And I just remember seeing Kiss, and I really liked the video and the song, but when I saw Raspberry Beret, that's when I got attached. I don't know, were you laughing? But then, okay, so the thing that really got me was there was Manic Monday was playing, and I always loved that song. But then when Ralph McDaniels announced, he said that Prince wrote that song, I literally cried because I really loved that song. And I said, God, why did he? My literal words at 6 years old, God, why did he write that? Such beautiful music. And that was it.
That was
Yeah,
it.
that was it.
And that's when it all started. Now, what about you, Clint?
Mine is a longer story. Oh my
Please
God.
don't.
Let's do the Reader's Digest version.
I'm going to try to do the Reader's Digest version. I kind of latched onto him with the 1999 album. That was the first album I got from him. It's the one I could listen all the way through. But then Purple Rain came out and blew me away. I remember before the album actually came out when Doves Cry premiered. I was working. I used to work in my dad's store, and my mom called me and she's like, "Did you see Prince's new video?" I was like, "I'm at work. I'm not gonna see it." She's like, "I recorded it. Wait till you get home." And she was obsessed with that song. I had to see what was going on with it. I got home and I watched that. I was like, "Holy crap! What is this?
Yeah.
This song is incredible." And obviously the album came out and blew the world away. But then, after that, Around the World in a Day came out. It confused me. Didn't discourage me, but it confused me because, it wasn't like Purple Rain at all. And then
Right.
Parade came out. And, I started to realize that every album he does is going to be different.
Yeah.
So now I need to backtrack.
Yeah.
Right.
So I bought all the albums before 1999, all in one shot, on cassette. Because it was the cassette days.
Yes.
And Dirty Mind easily became my favorite album at that point. But, it was a fascination that just kept me going. So every album that came out, I was there. I was there without question. I didn't even have to listen to anything. I just bought it.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So now we can come back to the question that I wanted to ask you. What do each of you bring to this, doing this show?
Well, I know we both bring a knowledge of the history.
Clint has more knowledge than I do. Mine is faded. My memory is faded, but
Mine is
he
fading
does.
too. I'm getting old.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
But
I'm
he
not
does
as
have
old
knowledge.
as Tanya, but
Well, his knowledge guides me.
Still look back.
but you know, we have experience with the music. We own a lot of the music. We own all the music
Yeah.
as far as the officially released stuff, and we own a dubious amount of unreleased
Unreleased.
stuff
Yeah.
that we found in the streets that we picked up. And
Yeah.
stuff, you know. Oh look, there's one right there.
Right.
I mean, we're always finding stuff.
Right.
So
Right.
we have the love. You know, we bring our fascination to the show.
And our what's the word? We're genuine
There you go.
in our love. I don't know if anybody thinks like we are Prince snobs in a sense,
Right.
but I think we just genuinely love Prince, his music, associated artists, and we respect each and every one of them, whether they were good, bad, whatever.
We're always going to bring an honesty
Yeah.
to what we feel about the music. We don't like 100% of the music.
No.
That's not realistic.
Yeah, as evidenced by your rant.
Yeah. Well, that had nothing to do with music. That had to do with the release, the way it was handled.
Yeah.
But
Check it out on their YouTube channel.
yeah, I was mad.
He was big mad.
I was big
He
He
mad.
was big mad.
Because people got it before me, but I paid first.
Oh dear.
That's the way I saw it.
Okay. So, out of all the interviews that you've done so far, what has been your favorite?
Oh, that's not fair. Because I really loved them all. But I think the Maserati was, I guess I'd put that up there because that I did by myself. And I never thought obviously I never thought these interviews would be happening.
Right.
But just to step out and say, oh, let me try to interview Maserati, that was, it helped me grow. I want to,
Oh, you know what? Let me say before I even answer that. When I came up with this idea, and I said, we'll interview bands and
Yeah.
the circle and blah blah
We
blah.
didn't,
Didn't really believe it would happen.
Yeah.
Right,
It was
right.
a pipe dream. That was a goal. Didn't think it'd be that easy to achieve. To be honest.
in months.
I mean, we
'Cause
got
we
the
started in
FPG as our
April.
first interview, which admittedly was a horrible interview. Sorry, MPG. We were bad at it. You guys were great, but it was a learning experience.
Yeah, I think that the more, and this is just for me, I think that it's a process.
Right.
It's something that you just have to keep doing until it finally clicks.
Right.
And then you're like, okay, this is the formula. I got it.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen. Well, for me, I was always good at it.
Well,
But
it's
it's not, everything it's not for everybody. And then, but it's just something that you want to do. You just have to keep working
yeah.
at it until you finally figure that thing out.
Right,
I'm not
You
gonna.
know?
Yeah. Like I said, I don't quit. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to bring the energy down a bit. I want each of you to tell me April 21st, 2016. What happened? What were you doing that day? What do you remember
You first.
during that day?
All right, me first. All right. Actually, I actually did something this year, April 21st, where I kind of opened up on my feelings about the day and what I did and blah, blah, blah. And it's actually called April 21st, look in the library. But I was actually at work. I was at work, and the receptionist at work kind of knocked on my door, and she's like, "Did you hear?" And I'm like, "What?" She's she's like, there's a body of Paisley Park. Because she knows Paisley Park.
Right.
If you go into my office, it's home. It's basically everything Prince related and music related in my office at work. And I was like, there's a body at Paisley Park? Oh, let's go find out what's going on there. And, we started doing Google searches. And really, it wasn't in my head that it was Prince's body.
Right.
Body is just so general, so I was thinking general.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh my God, I hope it's not Prince, because that wasn't an idea in my head.
Right.
So we're doing it, and then we see TMZ saying that Prince was the body that they found. And I was like, no, bullshit. I don't believe TMZ anyway. Let me find somebody more credited. And, I was looking for anybody that would get their story from the Associated Press.
Right.
That's how I roll. I don't like that rumor stuff.
Right.
TMZ, I really don't hold in high regard, because they're more gossip than anything.
Okay.
So, not that they're bad, but, as far as news goes. But, and so it was the receptionist, it was me, and my assistant, all on Google, trying to find out what's going on. And I was the one that found it. I found CNN. And I don't know if they were the first one, but they were the ones I caught. And they kind of verified the TMZ story. And it just kind of froze. They saw, and they expected a reaction. So I went into my office, they closed my door, they kind of kept everybody away from me for a while. I'll say maybe a couple hours. And I just stayed in there and I cried a little bit. And then I snapped back and I was like, oh my God, I have to call my friends. So I called Tammy. She was the first one I called. In case anybody knows, Tammy Alana, Tamika. I called her, and she was unconsolable, and I don't think I could have consoled anybody at that point.
Right.
But then I kind of had to bite my lip and just kind of take the day as it was, because I was still at work.
Right.
So I kind of just pulled myself off, and I finished my day, and I went home, and I put on Sign of the Times and Purple Rain, and I just watched it in sequence and just basically ignored the world. I didn't put the news on, I didn't put anything on.
Right.
I just watched that and just cried. My friends were calling me, do you want me to come over? No. I turned off my ringer. Everybody called me at that point when the news finally broke out. Like everybody, my high school friends, my elementary school friends. Because my Prince ride was a long ride.
Yes.
So everybody knew, and I never got off that ride. So, it was then. The next day I come into work, and I basically tortured myself because all I did was play Prince music. And it made me happy in general until you hit that one song that means something.
Right.
And you get the feels, and then you kind of... And my assistant was coming into my room, why are you torturing yourself? Every time she heard a sniffle in there, she's like, why are you torturing yourself? I was like, it's like I need to make the pain go away. And that was my way of doing it. I just wasn't stopping for like 2 weeks. I just played straight Prince, which I usually don't do. I mean, Prince is in my library, but it's rare that I do 100% Prince.
Right. That's interesting because when I found out, and I know this is not about me, but it's interesting because when I found out, I couldn't find my keys at home.
Oh, yeah.
And I was on my way out to work, and I just could not find my keys. And I'm usually like, okay, they're here. Let me just take my time and look for them. And I couldn't find them. I started to panic, so I just started throwing things everywhere, and that's generally not what I do.
Right.
After about a half hour or so, they were in my pocket, in my coat pocket. So I was like, okay. So I was on my way to work, and I took the train in that day. And I'm in this group, on Facebook, you have these Facebook chats. So I'm in one of those groups, and someone, as you said there was a body at the park. And so I was like, oh, it's probably his chef or something, honey.
Right.
It's not going to be that big a deal. And then when I came out the train station, the texts were coming in. They're like, are you okay? I'm like, what are y'all talking about? My girlfriend called me, not my girlfriend, but one of my girlfriends. She's in tears. I'm like, okay, let me find out what's really going on. So I called a good friend of mine in LA. He's like, I can't talk right now. I was like, oh shoot, this is about to be real.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got to work, my boss was there. I said, I just need for you to go on TMZ, and all you have to do is say yes or no. So she went on and she looked and she was like, and she said yes. And I was like,
That was kind of my reaction.
yeah, and then I just didn't want to speak to anybody. The phone would just ring, and all text messages kept coming in. But the odd thing is, I didn't want to hear his music.
Yeah,
I just wanted
some
silence.
people- yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted silence. I didn't want to hear his music. I just did not want to. I didn't even want to say his name.
Right.
And I didn't say his name for a good 2 weeks because I was like, this is just not real to me.
Right.
But I think everybody had different feelings. Like you, Messina. Tell us about your experience.
I was on the way to work and someone texted. We were always on Twitter with Prince, so we had that communication. So
Right.
that was around that time. And one day someone said, oh, did you hear about a fatality at Paisley Park? And I was like, well, no, but TMZ shouldn't be playing with people's emotions, trying to get likes and,
Yeah.
hits. So I ignored it, and I was like, okay. I get to work, and I'm seeing the same thing on TMZ, I believe. And my mother called me while I was at work, and she said, they're saying it's Prince. I just bust out crying. That was it. That's all she had to say. And then I just cried the whole day. And I couldn't stay at work. I mean, I stayed at work, but my boss was like, you don't have to work. She wouldn't let me go home, but she just, let me be to myself. And everybody kept calling me and asking me if I was all right. And I just spent the day listening to Prince music, and I couldn't sleep for about a day and a half.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that kind of puts my hand in the fire so it
Yeah.
doesn't burn
So,
anymore.
it's
so
weird.
I get used to it.
Because I didn't understand why I was listening to his music so much at that point. But I couldn't listen to anybody else's.
Mhm.
It was a weird thing. When I heard anybody else's music, I turned it off and I said no. Yeah, I want to hear Prince.
Yeah.
That's all I could do.
Well, I don't know if I couldn't.
I couldn't.
just didn't.
You just didn't.
I couldn't. I was like, no, nobody else matters right now.
Yeah, I totally understand
No,
that.
I couldn't do it.
All right, so let's lighten it up a bit.
Thank
Tell
you.
us about New York Prince fans.
Well, that's something that I've been doing kind of sort of for since 2007. It was Prince Meetup originally because I had it on meetup.com, and it kind of went from Housequake to Meetup to Facebook. So we just kind of changed the format every time.
Right.
The social media changed. But it's been going on since 2007.
Okay.
And it wasn't that we created events back then. It was more that we would find something that was sort of Prince related and go to it.
Right.
There used to be a band called Days of Wild.
Yes.
Oh, they're still
around.
That plays at Bleecker Street, and whenever they were in town, we would make it a point to go to their performances, or if there was a sing-along, we would go to that, like a Purple Rain sing-along, and things like that. But when he passed, I kind of wanted to go forward and create an event for us to kind of make up for the loss.
Right.
And honestly, every event I do is sort of a test. I'd always had in the back of my mind wanted to do a screening of a concert. So the first events, and like way before he passed, I was thinking of doing that. And the first thing I did as an event was to show a screening of one of his concerts. I don't remember which one it is.
Yeah, please don't say it.
But it was one of his concerts.
Yes.
And got a good turnout. And the thing that I recognized is that everybody that attended treated it like it was a real concert. They were doing all the calls, and they were singing along, they were dancing. And I was like, holy cow, this is actually exactly what I wanted. And people wanted too. So I did more screenings, and then I would let people vote and tell me what tour they would want to see, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
blah, blah. And, you know, and then from there, not to say that I was a catalyst, but then people started doing their own events. Like Robin, she's done a couple of events, and Darlena, she's done some events, and shout out to them. So, you know, it's become like a community where we're trying to fill in a gap.
Right.
I think that's what we're trying to do. I know that's what I'm trying to do. And to make it as close, even though it'll never be, again, but as close to an actual Prince event as possible.
Okay.
So that's what we do.
Fair enough. Where do you both see the Purple Politicians going in the next few years?
I never thought that far. I think we just take it step by
We're
step.
taking it step by step, to be honest.
Day by day, honestly.
Like,
Because we have.
every day we're surprised that
Yeah.
something happens, so we're like, oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
It's hard for us to plan ahead because we really didn't plan.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
we were just kind of spontaneous. Let's do it, and we did it.
Right.
And we're trying to see where it goes. We do have a following. It's not the biggest following in the world, but we do have a following. People recognize the site, and they recognize the channel. So, you know, and we're amazed at that. You know, we went to Minneapolis, and people were purple politician. So, you know, it was happening. So, you know, we'll see where it goes. It's really hard for me to say personally. What about you?
I don't know. I want to say it because we're not always together, and we do things on spontaneous. Hey, next week you want to record about this, or you know, interview this person, or, you know. So it's very spontaneous. So it's hard to say.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, on top
to
of
be
that,
honest,
we kind of wait. Well, we don't wait. We kind of look for the opportunities to talk about something specific.
yeah.
Like maybe a new release, maybe there's some news to tell. We do have some ideas.
And so we're both. Well, I'm in transition, and it's like, you know, we have to.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
life gets in the way
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. Yes.
too. We don't live together,
Yeah.
so you know it's not like we could do it
All the
spot on.
time, yeah.
But you know, when we do, we kind of plan and we set it down. We film what we have.
Right.
But we do have a couple of ideas that I don't want to talk too much about.
Okay.
But you know, it's more along the history of certain music that he
development
has,
of the
and you know,
certain
maybe the
songs.
progression
Yeah.
of certain songs and things like that. So, you know, when we get all the history and the research spot on, then we're going to do that, because we do know
We
part
know.
of the history, but we need to solidify that because we don't
Yeah.
want to misinform people.
Right. Fair enough. Fair enough. So, as always, with my shows, if you go on the Conversation Diaries, check it out. I always end with the top 5. So, top 5 questions. Favorite tour you attended?
Okay, mine wasn't a tour, but if you had seen our previous video, you would know it was City Winery, Princess City Winery.
Yes, I saw that one. Yes. Okay,
So
you
there you
Clint?
go.
Also not a tour, but when he went to the Palladium, I loved it because I didn't know a damn song that was there.
And that's the best
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
it.
It was,
Yeah.
You were experiencing it naked.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Okay. Least favorite Prince song?
Oh, you know what?
That's your jam.
Honestly, I don't, and I was saying this to Clint the other day, or someone, I don't like, oh God, what's the one about the model?
Chelsea Rogers?
Yes, I don't like that, and everybody loves it.
The
I actually
song
like
bumps.
Chelsea Rogers.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
The
and I
song
know.
bumps.
Okay, so I was saying that I ended up actually starting to like it because I actually watched the video. Every time I see it start, I turn it off. But I actually watched it because I was kind of forced to, and so now I'm starting to like it. But this
Okay.
has been life for me.
Right.
It's like you can't just like all the Prince stuff
Yeah.
all the time. So it
Yeah.
goes. I didn't even like Love Sexy until like 2014.
The song or the
Yes.
The
album?
album.
Gasp!
I mean, come
That's
on.
my top 5.
All right, for you, Clint,
Mine looks better.
least
My-
favorite?
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom,
Hate
Wow.
that song. Hate it with a passion.
Wow.
boom, boom. Okay, okay. You can't stop thinking about you.
I'm not touching it. The one besides Uncle Prince, this is what I call him. Who do you listen to the most?
outside of the circle, the association, all that.
Yes.
Wow, there's a lot, to be honest. Billy Joel. I listen to a lot of
Okay.
Billy Joel.
Okay.
A lot of 9 Inch Nails.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
They all have their place in that. For different reasons, obviously. But,
Gotcha.
but for the same reasons.
Okay.
You know.
Messina?
That's hard because I really listen to everything. But maybe Michael Jackson, just some, you know.
Okay.
MJ.
Okay, fair enough. Favorite sideman out of all his lineups?
Oh,
You mean as far as bands go?
The band.
His
Of
direct band?
all his bands, who's your favorite sideman?
Huh.
Go on,
Yeah,
Clint.
Mine's a pair. Lisa and Wendy. They were very important to his progress in the 80s. 86, especially if you listen to his 86 outtakes.
Right.
They were
yeah.
involved in all of that, and they were involved in they were responsible for the style of music that came out back then.
Okay, fair enough.
oh man. I want to say that the revolution into the Love Sexy band, like that.
But who's your favorite?
Oh, out of the people?
Yes, you have
Oh,
to pick one.
Jesus.
It's either,
That
I
ain't
mean, you
right.
can pick any of them from the Revolution, MPG.
Man. All right, give me a minute. It's gonna take a minute. You know, I told you my memory is gone.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, Sheila E.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Fair enough.
she's important too,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
but different.
Okay.
Still Lisa and Wendy for me.
Well, this is hard for me.
It
So
is hard.
Yeah,
It is hard.
It's difficult.
Because
I had to think of what it like. I have to go with my memory of what it meant to me throughout those
well, you know what
years,
it is.
and I'm
They
not
all
gonna.
somehow contributed
Yeah.
to this too.
They did.
that's-
So,
Yes.
but to me, Lisa and Wendy, they
Okay.
were the meat.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Last one. Favorite album.
Oh, damn it. The Gold Experience. No. The Black Album. No. Love Sexy. Love Sexy for now.
You sure?
Yeah, you sure?
No, okay, the original. Damn it.
Really, the originals?
Currently. See, this is what
No,
I'm
see,
saying.
those-
This is not fair.
They did a good job.
I don't like this much.
I don't care.
Okay.
It's still getting aired.
It's a compilation.
It's
I wouldn't count that.
okay,
Yeah.
fine. Love Sexy.
Okay.
All right.
Currently.
All right, you, Clint?
Sign at a time.
My man.
This is not fair for a Prince fan. You cannot ask somebody, "Oh, what is your favorite
Well, I actually was going to say your
album?"
favorite song, but that would have been too much.
Yeah,
Album
that-
kind of.
oh.
Okay, I can answer
Album.
that.
Well, no, we're not answering that.
because
Wonderful
everything is your
Laugh.
jam.
We're not
Yeah,
answering
Wonderful Laugh.
that.
Wonderful ass.
Why, thank you. So, all right, so tell us, I know you're going to post it at the end of this clip, but your social media handles.
I am Pills, Thrills, Daffodils. PILZ. Thrills with a Z. Daffodils.
It's that.
What is
This
these?
right here.
Pills, Thrills, Daffodils.
Okay, and you, Clint?
Mad Angry Panda.
Mad,
One word.
Mad
Angry
Angry
Panda.
Panda.
All right, so guys, this
Wait.
has been fun. Did you? I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.
It was nerve-wracking.
You wrecked my nerves.
And that's what an interviewer does. All right, guys, we are done. Be safe, be well, and remember, may you live to see the dawn.
Yeah.
Bye.
Peace and be wild.
Bye.